that this audio is good. Because y'all know yesterday, I goofed again. Sometimes I goof. Sometimes I do right. Sometimes the right ain't in me. So are we good? Can you hear me? Are we straight? Is everything all right? I want to get that established before we move forward in any kind of way. All right, so let's go. All right. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. All the motherly people out there. Happy birthday. Happy Mother's Day to all of y'all. Thank you for the nurturing. Thank you for the rearing. Thank you for the guidance. Thank you for the discipline. Thank you for hanging in there. Thanks for all that you do. Thank you for the feminine energy. And thank you for always being there. All right, so let's get it popping. Need a mom beat, y'all. Hold on. Let me see. How would mama do it? Hold on. Let me try to mom it out. Hold on. It's too masculine. It's too dad. Hold on. I'm trying to mom it out. Dimple D's, what up? T Carry right. Oh, I'm not. This is not mother. This is not motherly enough. It's not motherly enough. Let me mom this beat out. Let me give me a mom rhythm, because I'm thinking that mothers probably like it a little bit more jazzy. I'm thinking moms probably like the music a little bit more jazzy. But then again, it could be, these modern moms, they're a little bit more hip hop-ish. Let me see what I can do. my mother. Mommy will tell you. And that's how we doing it. Go ask my mother. Urban Therapy with Sun 752. And this is the Urban Therapy with Sun show. We do this every single Sunday from 1 p.m. Nah, we're going to do it right. From 1:30 p.m. till around 3:30-ish. And the reason that we say 3:30-ish is because sometimes it gets so heated that we just have to do a little OT on a Sunday. And it is Sunday. This is the show on this Mother's Day where adults come out and play with other adults. We laugh, we cry, we argue, fuss and fight, go back and forth with each other, bust it up all crazy. We take an introspective look into our own personality to see the way that the universe projects us into this thing called the world and try to figure out this thing called life. I'm your host, Sun 752, aka Omar with the rrrr. And if you can't say Omar with the rrrr, well, then you just say Omar with the R. I'm feeling like a real man should. And I hope y'all feeling like real men and women should. Also, happy Mother's Day. All the mothers out there, happy Mother's Day. I'm not making no exceptions for today because when Father's Day come around, I don't want to hear none of that old crazy stuff. Today, on this Mother's Day edition of the Urban Therapy with Sun show, we are talking about Go Ask My Mother. Go ask my mom. Go ask my mom. You know, when you was trying to tell when you was telling tall stories to your friends back in the day and they didn't believe you, and they remember how when people didn't believe you back in the day and they would give you that face like, I don't know how this meant that you was lying or that somebody didn't believe you, but that's how it was around my way. Mm-hmm. Oh, you don't believe me? You don't believe that I saw Star Wars 7 times? Go ask my mom. Go ask my mom. You can 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 ask my mom. You don't believe me? You can ask my mom. I ain't lying. Ask my mom. Go and ask my mom. You come with me right now. Go and ask my mom. My mom will tell you the truth. Go and ask my mom. We gonna get it verified. Go and ask my mom. Yeah. Guess who's in my family? Diana Ross. Yeah, she's a boss, you see. You don't believe me? Diana Ross is in my family. I'm telling you she is. Go ask my mom. You don't believe that she's in the fam? I'm telling you, I'm not lying. I really am telling you the truth, and I got proof. Yo, mom, tell this. Go and ask my mom, baby. Go and ask my mom, baby. Yo, I'm telling you the truth. Yo, I'm about to get this moped, y'all. I'm getting a moped for my birthday. Yes, I am. Y'all getting 10 speed. I'm getting a moped. Yes, I am. You don't believe me? You don't believe? Hey, yo, mom. Yeah. I'm getting this moped. I'ma be around the way. Y'all gonna be like, hey, can I ride? Can I get inside? Can I fit on the seat? Can I feel the heat? Yeah, I'ma be dusting all of y'all, leaving y'all in the dust. Yo, y'all about to cuss. But I don't be cussing. You ask my mom. I always be using the right. Yo, go ahead and ask my mom. That's what we talking about today. Let's get it popping, y'all. Let's go. Go and ask my mother. You ain't gotta believe me. You ain't gotta believe me. You know what I mean? Go ask my mom. Go ask my mom. Y'all not gonna tell me that y'all don't remember people telling you to go ask their mom when you didn't believe something that they were saying. Some of y'all use your mom to even lie for y'all. She was supposed to be telling the truth. So you might have posed the question in a way that made her verify your story, even though your story wasn't exactly the same way. Like I remember my man, he lied all the time. He was quick to tell you to go ask his mom. He was quick to tell you to go ask his mom, but when we got to the mom porch, when we got to the porch and it was time to ask the mom, the question that he would ask his mom was different than what he was posing to us when we was playing basketball, baseball, football, wall ball, breaking tops. Remember the spinning tops? You know what I'm saying? I got craxies. I'm gonna crack your top, son. You remember the, spinning tops? These kids would never know. These days, these kids will never know the fun that we used to have playing tops. Break your top. Aim was crazy. I was crazy with the string. Boom. Yo, you broke my new top. So what? We gonna go get another one. It only costs 50 cents. We gonna go get you another top. I told you. Y'all can't mess with me like that. Y'all can't mess with me. I'm better than y'all. What up? Grown woman, don't try me. What's good? How y'all feeling? Good to see y'all, man. Happy Mother's Day to all of y'all. Today on the Urban Therapy with Sun Show, we are talking about Go Ask My Mother. What do y'all know about your mom? Your mom being your number one source of verification. What do you know? Yo, it was crazy back in the day, right? It was crazy back in the day. You ain't got to believe me. Go ask my mom. Look, even Slick Rick said it. In Lottie Dottie. I said I am. Go ask my mother. Yeah, I remember when I was 14 when Lottie Dottie and the show came out. And when he said that line, I was like, wow. He said he was 19. So if I'm 14, about to turn 15, and he talk about, I am, go ask my mother. I'm like, 19, when you 14, 15, 19 is old. He was an old head. He was grown, out of school more than 1 year, unless he flunked. Shout out to everybody who flunked. I flunked. I did. I flunked it, and it was devastating. I said I would never fail at anything again, which wasn't necessarily true, but I ain't flunking school. Well, a test here and there, but I ain't gonna flunk the whole grade. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to 8th grade. Nah, man, fuck 8th grade. Hated that shit. Gavin, what's good? But yeah, when Slick Rick said, I said I am, go ask my mother, and with your wrinkle, I can't be your lover. To the tick-tock, you don't stop. To the tock-tick, you don't quit. Hit it. So yeah, go ask my mom. How many of y'all did it? What are some of the things that you needed your mom to verify for you back in the day? What did your friends not believe that you were telling them? What did your friends not believe that you were telling them back in the day? I'm trying to think if I ever had to ask my mom, tell my friends to ask my mom about something. Because when I was coming up, Christmas was a big deal. Christmas, birthdays, they were big deals because that's when you got stuff. So it was like, so hold on, you mean to tell me for Christmas, you getting a bike and a racing car set? Because a bike was the biggest present that you could get back in the day. A bicycle was a big deal when we were younger. If you got a bike, more than likely you wasn't getting that much more for Christmas. I just being real. You know what I mean? We were working class families, and bikes were not cheap. For kids, bikes were cars. And you know how not everybody can afford to buy a car? Well, not everybody could afford to buy a bike and have other presents too. So if you talk about wait a minute, I'm getting a bike. What kind of bike? I'm getting a 10-speed. You getting a 10-speed or a Huffy? Whatever. You know what I mean? I'm getting a bike. I'm getting an Aurora racing car set and the G.I. Joe with the Kung Fu grip. Like, no, you not. No, you not. Yes, I am. No, you not. Yes, I am. No, you not. Yes, ask my mom. Ask my mom. Ask my mom, am I getting that? Watch. Come on, y'all. Come over to the house now. Sometimes, you ain't want to bug your mom too much about what you was getting for Christmas. Because you figure if you tap that well too many times, your mom might be like, you know what? Never mind. You're not getting all of that because you bragging to your friends. You bringing them up here asking me, you know what I mean? You doing too much, little boy. You doing too much. So I'm trying to remember any of the times that I had to go to my mom to verify something. I don't think I had to do it too many times. But while we out there playing marbles, pitching quarters. Now I don't think we was pitching quarters because the quarter was kind of like a lot of money in kid money. You know what I mean? $1. What $1 would get you in 77, 78, 79, it wasn't no small thing. For $1, shit, you get, penny candy was actually a penny. So you had 50 pieces, you could get 50 pieces of candy. Still had enough money left for some chips, a soda. You might still have some money left, yo. For real. You might still have some money left. I remember when penny candy went up to 3 cents. It didn't go up to 2 cents. It went up to 3. It's funny how prices went up when you was younger. Remember when the phone booth was a dime. A dime. It didn't go up to 20 cents. It didn't go up to 15%. It went up to a quarter. We was like, quarter. That's 150%. It did. So penny candy went up to 3 cents per piece. When that shit in 76, 77 was a straight penny. Man, you be candied down, and the candy was bigger then too. It was bigger. It wasn't that, inflation hadn't reduced the sizes of now laters and peanut chews and squirrel nuts. That was a good candy right there. Matter of fact, why don't y'all do that for me? Put your favorite candy back in the day. I want to see something. If you remember your favorite candy back in the day, you could do 1, 2, 3, however many y'all want. Sometimes y'all just go ahead and start naming stuff off. I mean your favorite, not, not just the ones you can remember. If you could, if you remember your favorite candy back in the day, and you should, because you ate enough of it, teeth hurting, cavities and shit. List that. I used to love squirrel nuts. Was a good candy, and I don't remember kids having nut allergies back in the day. I'm not saying that they didn't, but I don't remember that. It wasn't nothing for us to eat peanuts or any other kind of nuts. You know what I mean? It wasn't nothing. Oh, okay. All right. Grown woman don't try me says Mary Jane's and squirrel nuts. Okay. So you like Mary Jane. What was those? I'm trying to think of the penny candy. Shoot, I remember when Swedish Fish was a penny. Swedish Fish? Gee whiz, what up? Oh shit, Dimples D's coming through with the Chico stick. The Chico stick. Yeah, okay, all right. You know what I used to like? I used to like that remember it was like a white piece of candy and you stuck it in like this Kool-Aid shit. Lick-a-Maid or some shit like that. What is it? Lick-a-Maid? You took, it was like a white, I don't know. How was it shaped? It was shaped sort of like an emery board, but a small one and a little bit thicker. and you put it in the powder, and the powder was nothing but like it was just sugar, powdered sugar, like Kool-Aid. And yeah. They had candy cigarettes back in the day. What were they doing with us, man? What were they doing with us? Can you imagine them having candy cigarettes in this day and time? We had them shits. Candy cigarettes. So it was a candy wrapped in white paper. It was gum wrapped in white paper, and there was a lot of powder inside of the joint. And you would blow it, and it looked like smoke. We had candy cigarettes back in the day, yo. The gum was terrible. Shout out to Bazooka. Grown woman says, yes, Dimples, I have Chico Sticks and Mary Jane's now. Well, ain't that some shit? Oh, yeah, grown woman don't try me says, we had the straws with the powder in them. Yeah. Yeah, they was they had stripes on the straw. It was like stripe. Speaking of straw, crazy straw. The crazy straw was my joint. Yo, so the straw had all these loop-de-loops in it. It was just fun to drink. But yo, did you know what kind of respiratory what kind of respiratory power you had to have just to get a drink of some juice? Because with all them loop-de-loops, you watching it come up to the straight part, go through all of these loops just to it was working on our lungs, man. It was working on our lungs back in the day. Oh shit. Grown woman knows Rama says, and the wax bottles with the juice in them. Oh shit. Yo, that juice was nasty as shit. But we never admitted that. That juice wasn't good. And then they made a whole juice out of that nasty juice called Lil Hug. A Lil Hug. A whole little plastic container shaped like a barrel of that nasty ass wax juice. Wax. Fun Dip. Yes, there you go. But it said Liquor Made somewhere on the pack. But that is what it was called, Fun Dip. Thank you, Dimples. Thank you. Yeah, with the sugar powder and the stick. Yeah. There you go. All right, y'all. So y'all not giving me the info I need though. I need to know what your mom had to verify for you. What story have you told your friends, or it didn't necessarily have to be your friends. You might have had to verify that you wasn't lying to your teacher, one of your neighbors, or whatever, that you were allowed to do something, or that you couldn't do something. Like let's say you were in school and you were trying to get out of something, and your mom told you that you didn't have to do something. So you was just waiting for your chance for the teacher to ask you to do something, or the principal, or NTA, or somebody. You was just waiting for them to ask you to do something that your mom said that you didn't have to do. You can call my mom. You can ask my mom. What? Yeah.
You have a call.
We have a caller, y'all. All right, caller with the last number is 4828. Welcome to the Urban Therapy with Sun Show. Thank you for calling in. What's on your mind this afternoon? What's good? Happy Mother's Day.
I'm sorry?
Happy Mother's Day.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Happy Mother's Day to your mother and any of your family members and any of the ladies in the chat. Okay, so one of the things when I was growing up that people always felt like they needed to had verified was whether or not you had Indian in your family.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
And so
Oh.
there's a whole generation before me that's a lot lighter than me, right? Anyway, anything from golden brown to like passing. And then there was just a group of us. There was like literally only a handful of us that were darker. And so when one of us would say, well, you know, our great grandmother is Black and Native American. First of all, Native American, everybody automatically thinks Cherokee. Like this is not Choctaw, you know, anyway, other tribes. But if you were darker and they got out that you claimed that somebody in your family was Indian, oh no, they were like, no, because all Cherokees are light skinned or whatever the case may be. And then you had to be like, nah, go ask my mother. You can go ask my mother. My mother will tell you.
That's the fact. That's a fact.
And the whole block would go to see what your mother was going to say.
Yeah. Everybody was hanging on that shit. Yo, you might have got if this was Family Feud, that might be the number one answer for the Black. Think about it. I've heard that shit. First grade, second grade, third grade, fourth grade. I don't think that shit died out till high school. Got Indian in your family, and it was always Cherokee. Is that the only Indian we ever heard of? I ain't never hear nobody say no Apache, no Seminole. Seminole would have made more sense, wouldn't it? Maybe down in Florida, they'd be like, yo, we straight Seminole. That's why we wail. We wail. That's why nobody don't mess with my family. White man know not to come around us. You know what I'm saying? We don't play. But yeah, that is a really, really good one. And I have heard people try to verify that shit. Yeah, well, you know, my grandmother or my great grandmother or my great grandmother on my dad's side, she was a full Cherokee. How she broke away from the reservation. We didn't ask all that. We ain't ask all that. But yeah, we need to do a study on why it was the Cherokee Indian on the East Coast that was so popular to be in the family.
Well, actually, there are a bunch there were a bunch in the Carolinas.
Well, my peoples was from there, but still, man, come on, man.
But come on. You would think that that was the only Native American tribe that Black people had access to, you know, when it was time to procreate and mix this, that, and the other.
Yeah.
You know, another thing people used to have you verify. Sorry about the sirens. I don't know if you can hear them. But,
I ain't nothing.
Oh, okay. Then forget I said it.
We heard it.
Another thing people used to ask you to verify was like if your parent had a really good job, like if your one of your family members was a police officer or a lawyer or a doctor, then the people, I don't know what it was, at least in the Black community, people didn't believe you. It's like, yeah, okay, your father's a doctor. You say so.
Have you done this show before?
Huh?
Have you done this show before? Did you prep for this show or something?
No.
Yo, I mean, you hitting on all the I forgot about that shit. Yeah, my uncle a doctor. You know, this Joe. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No. I'm just saying, I never understood it. So, like, my dad worked for the Board of Education, right? And people didn't know at first. And then when it came out, like one of my cousins or uncles was like, "What? My dad worked at Board of Education." People were like, "Yeah, right." You know, so yeah, right. No, you can go ask our mom. Like why would Like, you think everybody works in a factory? Everybody don't work in a damn factory. Not saying that there's anything wrong with having worked in the factory, but it was almost like our people couldn't see. we couldn't see ourselves past a certain point, you know, and so it needed to be verified.
I mean, you're right.
What do you say?
No, you're right.
Yeah,
that's a really, really good one. You know, prestigious occupations or the amount of money that somebody makes.
Mm-hmm.
Go ask my mom. Like, is my such and such rich or something? Like, yeah, you know, he got a bunch of money. You know, they got all this land down south. You know what I'm saying? Got a whole city named after him.
You're not doing it right. You're not doing it right. It's not. It's my such and such rich. Especially if, let's say, if the father wasn't in the house, and you said your father drove a Cadillac. People would be like, it wasn't like whether or not he was rich. It was like what kind of car he drove or whatever. You know, you bigging up your father, and nobody done seen this dude. But then now they don't believe you. So when you say he drives a Cadillac, he got 3 Cadillacs. You got a pink one, a baby powder blue one, and a black one. Yeah, right. Go ask them. Now you gotta be like, go ask my mother.
Yeah,
go ask my mother. Don't my daddy have 3 Cadillacs?
It's funny because my dad actually he drove Eldorado, and he did have a pink one.
Mm.
He wouldn't admit to it being pink. You know what he called it? He said that the color was Bimini beige. Now, what is Bimini? I don't know. But it was obvious that it was a pink Cadillac. But I will say it was less pink than the Mary Kay Cadillac. It was less pink. It was a lighter pink than that. But he claimed that it was Bimini beige. We were like, well, what is Bimini beige? He said that's the color. If you go to the dealership, they will tell you that's the color of this car. Bimini beige. My pop was wild.
I've never heard that before.
Yo, nobody had. Nobody. And he used to say that shit with his head held high. Like, you know how, when you put somebody up on something that they never heard of before, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, yeah, Bimini beige. Like, y'all peasants, of course you never heard of it. That's why I'm driving it and you're not. 1977, bitches. Get out of here with that shit y'all doing. That shit was crazy. But yeah, the whole job thing, yes. That was a big deal. Or the career, the car you drive. Or another good one was if y'all was about to move, maybe moving out of state, moving to a good neighborhood, moving to a real big house with a pool, something like this. Some old lucrative come up type shit. You know what I mean? Like, I'm leaving the hood behind. I'm moving on up.
Or you're going on vacation and coming back to the hood to tell everybody about it.
Yeah.
When I saw the title of this show, man, I was like, it took me back. I think I got PTSD from having to verify stuff.
Listen, it was a regular thing. I thought about this show when I was sitting in the tub this morning. Like, go ask my mom. That was a staple. And where I was going with it was everybody couldn't get their mom to verify shit. You know what I mean? So you either just had to say it and hope that they believed it, or one of the reasons that everybody couldn't go to their mom to verify things is because some people wasn't good with their mom. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? For whatever reason, sometimes your mom wasn't the source that you should try to tap into You know, like
especially if you got on her nerves that day. She'd be like, man, get out of my face with all that silly stuff. Even if she knew that what she was saying was true.
well, I was thinking about it a little bit deeper because, you know, just like I asked the question in the chat, is your mom more likely to tell the truth for you or lie for you? Now, when you think about it, if you are a young person and your mom actually tells lies for you, you know, for whatever reason, or your parents raise you to lie for whatever reason, later on, that can have an effect on you in life because, you know, just like a lot of teachers complain about how when students are disruptive and acting up in school, and then the parents come up and you see the exact same reason. You see the reason why these kids are like this because the parents are just like that. So they haven't taught them any good home training, and they haven't given them any away training either. So so when the cops come later on, when mother evidence is no longer good. Okay, do you remember the Philly rapper Cool C, famous for shooting and killing the first the first female police officer that was ever killed in the line of duty? Well, he him and Steady B, another rapper, another Philly-based rapper, they robbed the bank and the cop came and he shot and killed the police officer. Yeah, he's on death row for that now and has been so since 1996. So when he went to trial, he actually brought his mom. He tried, him and his lawyer, they tried go ask my mom evidence. So his mom, real shit, his mom testified that he was home cooking her breakfast at the time that murder took place. She testified to that. So evidently, going to ask your mom doesn't always work out to your advantage because he got the
death. My mom, you know, I was lucky enough to have, you know, a mother, father, a mom, and a dad, and they would all, if they had to, if the cops were involved, they would all lie for me with a straight damn face.
I hear that.
With a straight face, you know, but I mean, I was raised to stand in whatever the truth is, and the people can, you know, decide how they're gonna move, you know, going from there. But if they had to, they absolutely with a straight you would. Yes, they you know they would lie for me if the cops were involved. Okay, so I got two more. Okay, if you were prone to getting hurt and breaking bones, right?
Yeah.
You moved to like a new neighborhood, or you were spending your summers in Brooklyn with your cousin. You know, and you know, y'all all sitting around talking, and somebody get hurt, and be like, "Oh my God, that reminds me when I broke my leg. I broke my leg twice, and I broke my left elbow." For some reason, even though they knew that we were jumping off of, you know, out of 2-story or 3-story windows and doing all kinds of crazy stuff.
Yeah.
Literally playing Frogger, you know. It was like, yeah, right. You did not break, you didn't break 6 bones. Like, get out of here. If you broke 6 bones, you wouldn't even be standing here right now, because that's how kids think. Now you gotta be like, go ask my mom. Another one is if you were a girl, sometimes a boy too, but most of the time it was a girl, and you used to have long hair.
Yeah.
So if that was twofold because so like growing up, you know, I mean, I my hair grows a lot. We've talked about it on the show before, but my hair grows a lot. And I wasn't allowed to change my hairstyle. Like once my mom did my hair, you have to leave your hair in that hairstyle. My hairstyle was usually a bun.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, one of my cousins would be like, "Oh, well, she got long hair," and people are like, "No, she don't," because they're looking at this bun, this tightly wrapped bun. You know, and now I'm like, you can go ask my mom. My mom will tell you. Oh, just take it out. Now they're trying to get you in trouble by having you take it out, and you're like, "Nah, just go ask my mom." Or if you're somebody who, you know, for whatever reason, you cut your hair into a style, or you know, maybe it fell out, maybe you had some breakage or whatever, and you trying to tell people that you used to have long hair. Oh, my hair was down to my butt. Now some people were capping. Everybody didn't have that no hair down to they fucking ankles on some share shit. No, everybody didn't have that. You know, so some people definitely need to be verified.
Definitely.
You know, but everybody was like, "Could you please go to my mom?" And now, if you had a mother who was all about that cap life, they would with a straight face, knowing damn well that their kid is bald headed, would be like, "Yup, she used to have long hair. Mm-hmm, that good hair too. That good hair." But we put the perm in it and it changed her hair. That's what happened.
That's what happened.
Listen, with a straight ass face.
Like it ain't. This hair thing been going on for a long time in the Black community. It's always been a point of contention, basically a rap battle. You know what I'm saying? These hair competitions been, yo, what the hell? You know what I'm saying? Shit, even more than skin color. But no, that's definitely a real one. That's definitely a real one. You go ask my mom, do my hair come all the way down to the middle of my back. You know what I'm saying?
Like your mom coming out with the same year and then coming out with pictures when she see that the kids ain't believing it.
Well, you had to go to your mom to get pictures. You had to go to your mom to get pictures. We wasn't stamped to, we wasn't authorized to carry pictures. I ain't know no kids that had access to their own pictures. We had to go to
not even mine. To this day, my grown ass kids, they're like, access to what? Oh no, those pictures, you leave those pictures right in the album. I had to take pictures from my parents. I was like, oh shit. Oh, I literally had to swipe pictures from my parents whenever I would go visit. I'm like, oh, okay.
Real shit. Oh, I ain't know nobody who had pictures of their own. Like, wait a minute. So you got a picture outside of the photo album that you know what I mean? I don't care if it was a Polaroid. Now. You don't handle no pictures. You know what I mean? Them shits was evidence. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, that was classified information. But speaking of pictures, and the vacations that you may have gone on, like, well, you know, let's say we vacationed in California or something like that. Yeah, and I saw, I don't know, Steve Austin, the $6 million man out there. No, you didn't. Yes, we did. Yes, we did see him. Ask my mom. You know what I mean? Like, your mom could verify that you saw Burt Reynolds, that you saw Billy D. Williams, that you saw Jesus, the original and the resurrected. You know what I mean? Yo, you know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't need no pictures. You ain't need no pictures. All you needed was your mom. Because your mom ain't gonna lie to no little kids. You know what I mean? Go ask my mom. I'm telling you, we saw him. We saw him. Like, yeah, we saw it. Oh, I forgot. Your mom could also verify that y'all saw spaceships, like a UFO. That y'all saw the Loch Ness Monster, the abominable snowman, and Bigfoot. When y'all went to Canada. Huh?
Not where I'm from. Nobody would believe that. It's like, you know what, your mom's a liar.
I don't know. I seen moms verify it. Like, yeah, we saw Bigfoot. We saw him, Sasquatch. I mean, matter of fact, we just call him Sas. But anyway, you know. But yeah, one of the other things that your mom could verify for you was that you got good grades in school, like in the event that you went to a different school than the rest of the kids around the way went to. Like you may have had grades good enough to go to a private school or a magnet school or get bussed outside of your neighborhood where you had to jump on a school bus to go to school. Because in the city, everybody, school buses didn't really, yeah. We didn't get on a school bus. We walked to school for the most part. Let me just put it that way. So let's say you or somebody in your family, like your sisters or your brothers or whatever, y'all was so smart that y'all were going to get skipped. Because skipping a grade was a big, big deal back in the day. You know what I mean? Like, so wait a minute. So you're not going to have to go to 4th grade? Nope, I'm going straight to 5th. Go ask my mom. And, like sometimes that shit would get verified. Or if you met somebody that was too young to be in the grade that they are, like, wait a minute, how are you 12, but you already in the 8th grade? And they like, because I got skipped in 6th grade. Then here you go with the turning face. Whatever. No, you didn't. Go ask my mom. I did get skipped. I never had to go to the 6th grade. I went from the 5th to the 8th. I mean, to the 7th or the 8th or whatever. So, now one thing I've never seen, and you can help me out on this if you've ever seen. I know people who have flunked twice, but I've never known anybody who got skipped twice. Have you?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah,
what in the Einstein is going on here?
Yeah, skipped twice. This little girl that my second youngest son, he had a crush on this girl. They're the same age, but damn it, if she didn't see grades, and then growing up, I knew a few kids that got left back twice, and a few that got skipped twice. I want to say like maybe 4. And then when I got to high school, there were some people we were in the same grade, and I was like, "How the hell are you?" Like, I was already younger than everybody because of the way that the school district did it where I grew up. Did like the age calculator. So I'm like, how you 2 years younger than me? I had to take a test. Like, what's happening?
Yeah, but so, that infamous test that you had to take in order to, okay, like let's say your birthday was in January after the cutoff age that was required for you to start like 1st grade. So let's say you was 5 when you started when you was trying to go to 1st grade. You supposed to be 6, but they would allow you to start 1st grade if your birthday was anywhere between September and December. But if it wasn't until the next year, you had to take a test in order to start that grade. And a lot of people passed that. A lot of people were able to do it. So I knew a lot of people who were 5 when they started 1st grade. So they were always behind everybody that was in the class. But that's not getting skipped. Not saying that you were saying that they were, but you know what I mean? That was another way that a younger person could be in a class that age-wise they didn't really fit into.
Yeah.
So
I got a flip for you though. I think we need to talk about when getting your mother go ask my mom stop working. Go ask my mom, or no, go ask my mother stopped being a go-to phrase once the crack era came into play.
Oh Lord, what in the
Once the crack epidemic was in full swing, and trust me when I tell you, no longer, if your mother or father, but let's say mother, since we're talking about mother, even tried it once. Like, ain't nobody gonna ask your crackhead mom, you know what, we can't take her where she used crack. Isn't your mom a crackhead? You could no longer ask, you could no longer use that phrase.
That is the truth. Your mom's verification is officially.
That's her verification card.
Yo, totally revoked. She can't get it back either. That's it. That's it. Once you become a crackhead, your truth is destroyed. No more credit. You are not a credible witness. I don't care what it is. Like, wait. So wait a minute. We can't ask this woman or this man whether or not your heart beating is an involuntary response. No. No. I'm sorry.
Like, wouldn't they know better than anybody? As a crackhead, wouldn't they know?
Sorry.
No, we're not.
Sorry. We can't. This witness. It's not a credible witness. We're not really sure how the heart beats. You know what I'm saying? It could. I mean, somebody might have the remote. I don't know. We ain't letting them verify it. That's for sure. Yeah, I mean, you done. You are done. Damn. But yeah, I mean, shit. You had so many good ones. I never really thought about that before. When mom verification took that hit, and it did. I'm not even sure if I heard after the crack era. I'm not even sure if I heard go ask my mom. You know what I mean? It just disappeared, and I never asked no questions about it. Like, yo, what happened to the crack? See, this proves that the crack epidemic had a greater impact on the Black community than we had otherwise even thought. We knew it was bad. We knew that it put a lot of kids in the cheese line, and the powdered eggs and milk line, and let's see, cheese, powdered eggs, milk. What else with them white labels? Everything you got.
Powdered mashed potatoes.
Oh shit! Yeah. Powdered mashed potatoes.
Powdered mashed potatoes, powdered milk, the cheese.
They was GMOing the hell out of us. But back then, remember, because we was watching the Jetsons and shit like that. Remember us believing that we were going to one day not have to eat anything, just take this little pill, and that was supposed to symbolize a whole meal. You know what I mean?
Well, no, that's actually the truth. They have pills like that. You just pop that bad boy, right? You know, you don't need to eat.
Well, it was supposed to happen by the year 2000 when I was growing up. Everything was going to happen by the year 2000. Huh?
It did happen.
Is that what happened? All right, bet. All right. So the
they call them supplements.
They call yo. Man, the mom crackhead verification thing. Yeah, that's some shit. That's more insight than I had really thought about. Yeah, I wasn't prepared for that truth, but it is the truth, and we can't get back to that. I don't know if mom. Now I'm wondering if anybody ever uses with the cell phones and camera phones, video phones. I don't know if we need moms anymore. Now we got access to pictures and shit, a whole photo album. You know what I'm saying? We gotta delete some pictures in order to take some more and all that old crazy stuff. So okay.
My kids have said it to their friends.
Oh, have they?
Yeah, they have.
Well,
they said you can go ask my mom, and if I've verified it. Sometimes, depending on what the verification was about, there's this crazy verification about some fight that broke out where a mom may or may not have fought 30 dudes and trying to protect another family member. And then, so my kids are telling this story, and their friends don't believe them. Then the friends come and ask, did you really fight? 30 males.
30 minutes. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Let me hold on a second. So you mean to tell me we having this internet debate about whether 100 men can beat a gorilla, but you telling me that you fought off 30 niggas?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Anybody who lives on Pulaski, and has been there for decades knows the story. Like, they were literally trying to jump one of my cousins, and she ain't nothing but a minute. They weren't trying to do like a one-on-one fight. She was supposed to be fighting this girl, and when the girl punched in the face, she fell down, and then all the dudes, rushed in, because that, I'm just saying, in Brooklyn, if you mess with somebody on the block, the whole block come for you. The whole block on both sides of the street. So it was a whole big scene. So it definitely looked like, in the Matrix when he was fighting all those Asians. It was definitely a scene like that. I think that's why I like that movie so much. That scene always gets me hyped because it reminds me of that fight. So in the moment, I had to make a decision of whether or not I was going to, try to wake her up, and me and my 4 cousins all together was, there were 4. We were going to try to fight the whole crowd, or whether or not I was just going to go Hulk on it. So I decided to go Hulk.
What I'm curious about is how you came up with the number 30. So it was like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is that like a round number, or is it a whole number?
It was close to that number.
I believe it. I'm just saying, 30.
That number.
Because
so
like
the people who live on the block say 30. It was more than 10. It was more than 15.
It was definitely It was definitely more than 10 or 15 if they say 30.
Yeah, the thing it's brownstones, just like in Philly, there's row houses. So it's like brownstones on both sides of the street, and on one side of the street there was actually a building. It was a short building, but it was still a building with apartments in it.
Okay.
So you had, and it was a block party.
Wow.
So when the first boy in the face, which she had no business doing, he was like, I don't hit girls. I'm going to go get my cousins. He went and got 3 girl cousins. And me and my cousin said, we told her, we're going to let you fight because we told you not to buck up like that. The boy don't even do a water balloon at you because he liked you. Like, you tripping. We had no business punching her in his face. Like, she was wilding. So, and we told everybody, like, yo, we're not letting nobody jump her. If there's going to be a fight, there's going to be a fight. So here's the thing: there was a whole block party, so everybody was already out. So these were teenagers. I think the oldest one was like 21. But so it was like it was teenage boys and young men. But yeah, so that was a roundabout figure that everybody who lives on that block still. And everybody watching came up with. So that's number.
Okay. So one other thing, and if you have a minute, I want to ask you something. After this one thing that was very consistent, I know amongst all of the boys around my way, was there was this one thing that all boys wanted, but only a really chosen few got. But so many people claimed that they were about to get it. And that was a moped. Go ask my mom. I'm getting a moped. Next summer, she said I could get one because she said I couldn't get it until I was 13. Okay. You know what I mean? Go ask my mom. And to this day, around my way, only one dude got the moped. And that wasn't the dude who told people to go ask his mom. He just popped up with the damn moped. I was like, huh? He got a what? But the thing is, he didn't ride it all the time. So she was like, he had an older brother, and I think it was really his older brother, a moped. But nonetheless, he had access to it, and he let us ride the moped. But you know, we lining up to ride the moped every day. Like, come on, let's go. Man, we might have only rode that moped 3 times in 5 years. You know what I'm saying? Like, by the time we got,
because if your little friends break your moped, I'm not getting another moped.
well, I mean, but what you buy the moped for? We should at least see him having the moped every day and being like, dang, I wish I could get a moped. You know what I'm saying? Like, they barely ever rode the moped, but I mean, it took gas. It took gas. We like, gas. You really got to put gas in it. Gas. You know what I'm saying? Like, we thinking like, isn't there another way that this thing can run? Besides, like, we gotta go get gas. But yeah, that was crazy. Now, what I wanted to ask you was, okay, so we got go ask.
Or video game system.
Oh, video. Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, I'm going to get an Atari and a ColecoVision. Like, come on. You know what I mean? No, nobody does that. But anyway. So we got go ask my mom. But the other thing that we sometimes had to do was go get your mom. Now, when it was go ask your mom was all about verifying any information that you were giving out. Go get your mom was to get you out of some trouble because she had to physically come. You know what I mean? So do you have any stories about when you had to go get your mom? Like, for example, you fell off a bike or got hit by a car or some shit like that. You had to go get your mom. You know what I mean? Like, I never heard nobody say, go get your dad. And it wasn't because there wasn't no dad, but it was always go get your mom. You know what I mean? Like, you got caught stealing some cookies out of the Chinese store. Go get your mom. You know what I mean? They detaining you. You know what I'm saying? They are trouble.
I think, yeah, they definitely had to be like, we gotta go get her mom or go get your mom because of somebody messing with me. Somebody tried to cut my hair, and they had to get mollywopped because I wasn't gonna get in trouble because you messed up my hair and you cut it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no, we're not doing that. And they thought I was gonna get in trouble when they got my mom. My mom came up there. She was like, "My husband works for the Board of Education. You guys aren't gonna get away with letting this happen to my girl." There was the whole big thing. And she's a Leo, so she meant it. She went 10 toes. So yeah, it was always on something like that. But in general, I stayed out of trouble.
Yeah. When you had to go get your mom for something, it could have been anything. Like, let's say, y'all was playing. We was always playing something with a ball, baseball, basketball, football, something like that. Somebody take your ball. Go get your mom. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, it was either go get your big brother, something like that. But if it was a situation where you didn't want it to escalate into violence, it was go get your mom. You know what I mean? She was, because nobody back then would disrespect anybody's mom. So even the worst kid that might have been a thief and all of that, he giving up that ball to your mom. Now, you was going to be called all kinds of punks and sissies and all that kind of stuff later, but you got your ball back. And that's the most important thing. Or your skateboard, your bike, all of that shit. I know a bunch of moms that got a bunch of bikes back. People was always stealing somebody's bike. I got my bike stolen right off my porch. He came up on the porch. Like,
listen, some kids were like real bold. And those kids that were that bold is because they didn't, their family couldn't afford to get them those things, unfortunately. And so, and they really didn't want to feel left out. Believe it or not, that shit still goes on to this day. I am a mom who had to go get a bike back at least 3 times. You know, I got it back 3 times, and then I just let my second youngest son. He's very stoic until he's not. And he was so pissed. After that 3rd time, he and that little boy fought. That little boy never took his bike again. He never took his bike again. But yeah, I had to go out and get the bike. My mom didn't have to go get my bike. Because usually it was being taken by, family member. And so it was okay. We were just gonna fight, and I was gonna get my bike back. So it was just like, you gonna give me my damn bike back. But mom didn't. She didn't feel like she had to do anything because she knew I was about to handle mine.
Yeah. Damn. Yo. Alright, hold on. Yo, Oakland, I'm so sorry about your story. When I just read that, I was like, man, that's messed up. He said, I Heart Oakland said, I had to not ask for the truth sometimes. I was 5 when my brother was killed, and I didn't know what was happening, but I could tell my mom was sad. So I just said nothing and made her favorite food. Oof.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's.
Oh my gosh. That's heavy.
Yeah, that's more than rough. Sorry to hear about that. That's terrible. Well, yeah. Go ask my mom. Yeah. It's so many. You know, it was Mother's Days. I mean, on this Mother's Day, everybody has a lot of stories about their mom. Some people, most people have good stories about their mom. Plenty of people have not so great stories about their mom. You know what I mean? But the impact that people's moms have on their lives is something that's not really up for dispute. It's something that weighs on everybody. That's why it's really hard for me personally to hear about when somebody didn't have a good relationship or a working relationship with their mom, because for most people, especially in our community, that's pretty much the foundation. How the mom goes is often how the family goes. That's pretty much the identity of the family. You got good parents, you have good kids, you have a good family. I'm simple as that. And for those who don't have a father in their lives, like this dickhead, what's his name? Denny Y. Yeah. Cats like him evidently didn't have no father, because only somebody without a dad would write the stupid shit that he people who don't have fathers troll more often. That's just what they do. So let me help him out. Let me help you out. Let me help you troll. Let me just help you out a little bit. So he's good. Go ahead, write all you want. All right. Go ahead, write all you want. Knock yourself out. Yeah, go ask my mom. Are you getting roller skates next month for Christmas? This, that, and the third. Baby that away. Holly Hobby House and Barbie dolls. Yeah, go ask my mom. You know what I mean? Racing car set, train set, a bike, the army men, a cap gun rifle or BB gun.
Rock'em
sock'em, the robot. You know, why would anybody discontinue that toy? I mean, how could you discontinue that toy? How could that toy not be fun? It broke easily. Very, very rarely did I ever see a fully working Rock'em Sock'em. You know what I mean? They broke easily. You know, like same thing with hungry hippos. But that Rock'em, I always came upon the Rock'em Sock'em joints after they was already broke.
Let me see if they still selling them. I don't think I'm getting your Rock'em Sock'em.
Like
that's gonna be the highlight of my next barbecue.
You know, like how could you take that toy out of production? I just want to know. I've never heard anybody say, you know what, man, you know, Rock'em Sock'em ain't really all that fun. Never heard nobody say no shit like that. They always ask, yo, what happened to Rock'em Sock'em?
Mm-hmm.
What happened to Rock'em Sock'em? Did you find anything?
No, not yet. I'm gonna find it.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for
Christmas time and the amount of toys that you were going to get.
Oh, yep. It's $15.72. Add to cart.
Used or new?
New on Amazon.
Get out of here. Man.
They got Mattel Games, Rock'em Sock'em Kids Game.
No way.
It says, and it'll be here tomorrow between 4 and 8.
Oh, no.
Then they have another one. I don't know why is this one $25, but add to cart. Let me see. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Rock'em Sock'em.
Holy shit.
Mm-hmm.
It really is. I wonder if they made it stronger. Because they got one that's $15 and they got one that's $26.
That's what I'm saying. That's like one is $15 and one is $25. One says $25.35. And they look the same.
Mine say 26.
Oh, that sucks.
I mean, 26 period too. I mean, like when I say like they put the 26. Wait, look at that. Look at that. 26. That's crazy.
I can't look at it, but I know what's on my screen.
I believe you. I believe you. But now I know that Amazon be changing prices for people. That's what I know.
Is it sold by Amazon or is it sold by Mattel? So that might be the difference. It's like who the seller is.
Well, it says Mattel.
Well, it's a Mattel brand, but it's at the.
Oh, okay. Let me see. Yeah, but I don't see no 25 nothing on here. That's all I'm saying. They got 3 different ones, and one is 1572, one is 26, and one is 1684. Nonetheless, all right. So you can still get them. Oh, one is 2855.
I saw that 28 one. I don't, No, I don't be into that.
It might be stronger plastic, you know. It might be reinforced plastic. You know, it might be worth it in the long run. You never know. You know what I'm saying? We just trying to live out here. We trying to get it verified. Hold on a second. Let me see. We have 15 votes on the poll. Let me see. What was or is your mom more likely to tell the truth for you or lie for you? 60% said tell the truth. 13% said lie. 27% says depends on if the cops are involved. And 0% says depends on if money is involved. I'm surprised about that one.
Why?
Well, I have some experience with moms that let's just say they're a little concerned with business.
Okay.
So
but that makes the way that you just read it, people may have thought it fell under the cop umbrella. Or you know what I mean, or lie umbrella.
Well, not necessarily. If you have a mom that makes you pay for everything that she does for you, you know what I'm talking about. You know, I wouldn't have to explain it to them. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you got a mom that imposes a tax to basically everything she does for you, you'll get it. Yeah, I've seen. Yeah, I've definitely seen some questionable behavior by some moms. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
like for example,
True.
not to be negative, but you know, sometimes for some people, the true number of the child support order has been has gone unreported or underrepresented. So,
You ain't never done lie.
I'm just saying.
But when he sends me $100, I don't know what you expect me to do with this. Then you find out that she was getting $800 every month. But now you're 32 and you can't say nothing about it.
Well, see, that's the thing, because you weren't listening to what she said. She said $800. She didn't say $100. So somewhere in the hundreds, he only sent me that number. $800 could have been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever. He only sent me $800. He didn't send me $1,000. That's it. So that was one of those moms that probably couldn't be counted on, for verification around the crack era. Possibly. Gotta watch out. So yeah, I'm a little surprised that nobody tapped into that one. No money grabbing mamas.
You got into certain schools or a certain amount of schools, and you told your friends, or people on the block. Like usually the people that went to school with you, they already knew because most schools posted, But people around the way, you like, yeah, I don't. Wait a minute, what you gonna do after graduation? I don't know. I mean, I got into Yale and Harvard, and they're like, you're right. Like, no, really, I did. I got into like 18 schools, and they're like, And now you got to like my mom.
You gotta ask her. She gonna tell it. She gonna tell it.
My mom kept acceptance letters. My mom kept my letter that I wrote to President Reagan. Telling my age. Like it was read on the news. Yeah. So, and then the school. Yeah, it was a whole big thing. Go ask my mom. You don't believe it? Go ask my mom, cause she gonna slap that acceptance letter right up on your forehead.
Hey, hold on. Marissa Alberg said, my mom makes me pay for everything she does for me. I'm telling you, I've seen this before. I've seen it. Hand out. All right, I'll do it. But you know what it is?
Yep.
You know what I mean? Shoot. You call it mama menu.
Listen, we said, Marissa, I can neither confirm nor deny, but I may or may not be able to relate. Man, listen.
The question is, did she start charging when you were little, or did she start charging when you were older?
Oh, like, I'm glad you asked. I'm glad you asked. I did not know until I was 14 and I got my first job that she had been keeping a tally. So, yeah. I was like, oh, yeah. All right.
Yeah. Itemized invoice. Itemized. Yeah, that's crazy. But yeah, go ask my mom. So yeah, the schools that you went to, or whether or not Now, there were some things that your mom couldn't verify. Some things you were going to have to show and prove in real time. Like you can't go get your mom to verify whether or not you could do a backflip. But you might be able to use your mom to verify that you could dive off a diving board that was elevated higher than the regular diving boards that we know about. So in Philly, there's a place called Kelly Pool. And Kelly Pool had a 17-foot diving board.
Where the hell is Kelly Pool?
Kelly Pool, I don't think they have it anymore, but it used to be out there in Philly near the zoo. So it was in that part of the park near Belmont Plateau and all of that. So if you come down Girard Avenue, when you turn on Parkside Avenue, Kelly Pool was up in there. Where you know what? That what do they call that? The new school, that computer school.
The school of the future.
I think that's where Kelly Pool was.
Yeah,
they might have put a stupid school of the future where Kelly Pool was. That's why this city ain't shit. But so when you are 7, 8, 9 years old, you're short. So anything 17 feet, it looked like they was diving out of the sky. But you know what? I think the pool itself was 17 feet deep. Those diving boards was pretty far up there. Hold on. Let me see if I can Google this shit. How high were the diving boards in Kelly Pool in Philadelphia? The Kelly Pools, built in the early 1960s beneath the Waterworks Plaza behind the Art Museum, were shut down in 1972. No, they weren't. What the fuck are you talking about? That ain't what because I wasn't swimming in 1972. That's for sure.
You're like, I'm pretty sure I was in it while it was being demoed.
Hold on now. It says Kelly Pool listed at 42nd and Parkside Avenue.
Okay.
All right. Zim. It's closed. What is a diving board? Because the picture that they have of it is not they had this diving board. And that shit used to look like they was diving off the top of the projects.
I'm sorry.
I'm trying to tell you. Like, yo. So anyway, if you went to Kelly Pool, because Kelly Pool wasn't around my way. So we go from Germantown to Kelly Pool out West Philly. You know what I mean? Tell them that you telling all your friends, like, yeah, we went to Kelly Pool. I dove off the top diving board. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. You would have fell. You don't even know how to swim like that. I'm telling you, I did. Go ask my mom. She'll tell you I dove off the top diving board. Now, there's a good chance they got rid of that diving board because I'm sure that some shit didn't go right. But back in the 60s and 70s, safety wasn't a thing. Toughness was the thing. If you don't know how to do it, then you stay your ass away from it.
Real talk. You grew up without seatbelts and no helmet. Like you didn't have a helmet. Like you had those braces that needed the helmet, or you were on the little yellow bus that needed the helmet. Otherwise, we didn't have no damn helmet or a seatbelt.
I didn't like when I was teaching my daughter how to ride a bike or skate. I was like, we not doing no helmets. Yeah. I mean, her mom had her looking like she was on one of those after school those after school specials. I'm like, yo, man, I'm not not taking my child out with all that security. I'm with her. I gotta protect her from falling. Yeah, I mean, she gotta fall. You gotta get them bones right. What, she don't drink milk? You know, that's how you got tall back in the day.
You have to fall so that you know that you're not supposed to fall. You understand what I'm saying?
I do.
That's the only way you're gonna learn. Like, I don't want to do that shit no more. So let me make sure I balance myself so I don't fall the fuck again.
Yeah, listen, like I said, we didn't have these security protocols in place. It ain't worked that way.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you didn't know how to do it, stay away from it. Or, you know what I mean, you just took your little broke bones, you know what I mean? You got your little cast on, everybody signed it, it was itching and that shit. You had to scratch it with a hanger. Yeah, I mean, it was an experience. That's how it went. Mm-hmm. But that diving board at Kelly Pool was high as shit. That's what I remember. Now, I was probably only 3 feet tall, so that shit probably looked like it was like 3 Wilt Chamberlains above me. But you know, but I'm telling you, I used to be like, damn, that shit it was so far up there. Like, yo, he just dived off the top of Raymond Rosen. It was what it was. But yeah. So yeah, verifying that you did some crazy stunt that nobody saw. Like if you told somebody that you could do a backflip, you was gonna have to do a backflip right then and there. You know what I mean? Now saying that, I can't do a backflip this time, but I did it before. Go ask my mom. That's not gonna fly. That's not gonna fly. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe you should just stick to cartwheels. Cartwheels is what people who can't do backflips do.
Listen, my mom, they'd be like, did she really do this? And she'd be like, Dad, baby, do it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's because now you're questioning it. You're like, yes, he did it. Yeah, baby, do it. Show him. I put these stories up, man. Like, I can't. I gotta be in the right mindset. I gotta prepare, you know.
Pushing you out on stage. You know what I mean? She Bobby Browned you. She Bobby Browned you.
You better do it, or I'm not gonna verify nothing else y'all come to me with. So now here I am jumping off, doing backflips out of a 3rd-story window so that she can verify something else some of the time.
Yep. And that's how that went. Now, what would children of today, and since you have younger children, well, shit, so do I. I mean, my daughter never came to ask me to verify nothing. But what would kids use their moms to verify today? What would they use to verify today? I don't know.
My youngest son, when we first moved into this house, like 12 years ago, bats get into the house through like the chimney. And, you know, my ex-husband, I didn't know when I married him that he was going to be like screaming like a chick if he saw a bat, but he did. And my son, who was 10, but looked like he was real short, real small. He was 10 years old, and he looked like he was like 7. Said, "What are you screaming about?" He looked at me, and then he realized I wasn't the one screaming. It was his fault. And I said, "There's a bat in the room." He said, "Where?" And then, you know, as I'm saying, where, the bat flies around. He picks up a pillow, like little frilly pillows. So he picks up one of my frilly pillows. He throws it at him. He did like twice in the same week. And when he retold the story to his friends, they didn't believe him. So they came. He's like, "You can ask my mom," and they came and asked me about it.
Mm-hmm.
If you are a family that likes to play video games, kids these days will ask you to verify game stats. Let me see. I gotta think. I would really have to ask my kids that question. Like, hey, what kind of stuff do you say about?
Well, you know what's funny? You would think that they would have more things to verify because they aren't as, I don't want to say not as socially, they aren't as active outside of the house. So you would think that because they had to verify so many things that are happening literally behind closed doors that you would think that they had to verify it more. But now I guess they just send the video.
I guess.
You know?
Yeah. I thought that was a good question though. Like if somebody doesn't believe that you can pop a wheelie, then you just have somebody record you popping a wheelie and then you post it online.
Mm-hmm. And if you from Philly and you don't know how to pop a wheelie on a 4-wheeler or dirt bike, well, you have to move to Jersey or somewhere. You know what I mean? You certainly can't live around here, from what I know. Shit, we didn't have 4-wheelers when I was growing up. I can't even imagine what would have happened. I probably wouldn't have had no friends left. The cars were so hard back then.
These cars, portable cars that you could pull up and put in your pocket and take it in the house with you. Like the cars back in the day, when it drove into, you know how you watch the news every year. There's at least 3 stories in that year where a car went off road and drove into a house. Mm-hmm. But these days, when you watch it, the car drove to a house and only reached the porch. Mm-hmm. But the car done crumpled up. Oh no, not back in the day. No, back in the day, that car went through the living room into the kitchen, got a bowl of soup, went out the back door, grabbed some bread on the way. Like those cars are made tough.
They literally made cars back in the day with the interest of car accidents in mind. Mm-hmm. Literally. Remember, if you remember the big chrome bumpers out in the front of the car.
Yeah.
Yeah, with that little rubber piece on the front of the chrome bumper. You know what I mean? Like, yo, you like it's either this car or the tree. Bye, tree. You know what I mean? Tree didn't make it. Tree didn't make it. It was this time. It was this time.
One thing, airplane grade like metal, like certain car makers.
All I know is that it was American steel, and that shit that was the realest thing. Like when you see how they do auto body now versus how they did it before. You know, like they used to pull the dents before, literally. Like now they don't really pull no dents. They just order another whole fender. Replace it that way. They don't do auto body. Only time they actually do auto body is when somebody catch you at Home Depot or Lowe's and they see a dent in your car. Some Hispanic dude see a dent in your car. He be like, yo, you want to fix that?
You know what? What you going to do is stop telling my business. This motherfucker just came up to me 2 days ago. Hey, come in. So I was like, see. Because I knew what the hell he was about to ask me about. My dad goes, I'm not doing all that work. I thought you were going to say in Spanish. And he was like, why are you asking me if I spoke Spanish?
They got a can of Bondo in their hand.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Them motherfuckers are clay experts. I let them do it one time, but then I found out that without them sanding it down, no reputable auto body shop is going to paint it for you. They're like, and they'll tell you, they're like, oh, one of the Puerto Ricans did this shit for you, didn't they? Like, look, nigga, are y'all gonna paint the car or not? How much it would cost to match the paint up? You know what I mean? That's all I want to know. Like, you got your little $40 worth. You good? 40, maybe 45, maybe 40. You tipped him 5. He said he could do it for 40. He did it. It looked good to you. Like, yeah, this shit is paint ready.
I have to go because I'm getting a call, a Mother's Day call.
Okay.
But it was great talking to you today.
It was great talking to you too. Thank you so much. And you have a wonderful Mother's Day.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
All right. Go ask my mother. Go ask my mom. We've all done it. We've all done it. Your mom making sure that the truth that you were telling was verified, that it was notarized. Your mom might have been your speaking of your mom being your notary, you know, when you get something notarized, you get it notarized because of your identity. So that's a way for you to identify what your name is and who you are. Address, name, social security number, and all that, right? On official documents, right? Well, your mom was sort of like your notary when it came to that too. Like you told somebody that your middle name was this or that, or that you were named after somebody. I was named after my grandfather is the first, my dad is the second, and I'm the third. Go ask my mom. Moms were known for that for that notary service. You are who you said you were because your mom said you were. So yeah. So your middle name was I don't know, Dr. J. Named after Dr. J. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was named after Dr. J. Mm-hmm. That's my middle name is Julius, named after Dr. J. My dad was a real big Sixers fan. He was first he was a real big ABA fan, and my mom and my dad named me after Julius Erving, circa 1978. I don't know, it could happen, but yeah, when it came to your names and stuff like that, you know, no kids had ID back in the day. No kids had ID. So if you wanted to prove that your name was this, or that it came from that, or whatever, or that you really spell it in a different you spell it a different way. Like, let's say your name was Jeffrey, but you spelled your name GEOFFREY instead of JEFFREY. Go ask my mom. And speaking of spelling your name like GEO with Jeffrey instead of JEF for Jeffrey, you know, it confused a lot of people back in the day. Remember that cologne Jeffrey Bean? Gray flannel. I heard my man call that shit Godfrey Bean. And I was like, what? He was like, Godfrey Bean. The gray flannel cologne. It smelled good. And I was like, that say Jeffrey. He argued me down about that. No, it don't. It say Jeffrey. I said, the GEO, when it comes to Jeffrey, is pronounced like Jeffrey. He said, no, it's not. I said, okay, what about the word geography? He said, see, Geography, GEO. I said, okay. So he said, all right, so it's Geoffrey Bean. That was a real argument. That was a real argument between me and my man in 1985. Godfrey Bean, gray flannel cologne. Now it's Joffrey Bean. Joffrey Bean. Oh, damn. Cheryl said that's how Toys R Us giraffes. You're right. It was. His name was Geographical Bean. Geography, the giraffe, Toys R Us. I don't want to grow up. I'm a Toys R Us. Yeah, this shit here, but yeah, these are the kind of things we had to verify back in the day. I remember that argument between, I was like, Godfrey Bean. He told me that his older cousin, because he really looked up to his older cousin. He looked up to his older cousin. That was like his big brother. But he had two older cousins. He really looked up to him. And yeah. So they were the ones who had the cologne. He was like, what his name is? Damn, what was his fucking name? His cousin. That was my man too. He was older than us though. They were brothers, and right now I can't remember either one of their names. This is bad. But what I do remember is that both of their names started with the same letter. So, you know, like Jimmy and Joe, but that wasn't either one of their names. Greg. His name was Greg. The oldest brother was named Gordon, and the younger brother was named Greg. And Greg was the one that my man looked up to all the time. So he was Greg was sort of like the ladies' man, you know what I mean? The dude around the way, he could play basketball. He was kind of smooth, you know. And he was the one with the Geoffrey Bean cologne. Gray flannel. Gray flannel. All right. Johnny West was good. He said that giraffe definitely liked kids too much. Listen, I don't know the relationship between giraffes. Like, I haven't met enough giraffes in my day. But one thing I do know about giraffes is that it's really hard for one lion to take down one giraffe. They can do it, but it's not easy. Giraffes are tall as shit, and those legs are powerful. You think a horse kick or a mule kick is bad? That giraffes is giving runs for money. It's a lot of weight from that neck to that body. But, which kicks harder, a horse or a giraffe? Well, ain't this some shit? A horse kick is generally considered more powerful than a giraffe kick, though both are capable of inflicting serious damage. A horse kick can generate an impact of 8,722 newtons, equivalent to about 2,000 pounds of force. A giraffe can generate an impact of 2,000 pounds of force per square inch, PSI, which is about the same as the strongest horse kick. I don't know. Fun fact, a giraffe's kick can generate an impact of 2,000 pounds of force, PSI. Think about That's about the same as the strongest kick ever recorded from a horse, and a lot more powerful than a kangaroo kick, which generates just 850 psi. Yeah. But zebras have the strongest kick. Zebras. Why is it so hard to break a zebra? Why is it hard to domesticate a zebra? Zebras are not readily domesticated due to a combination of factors, including their unpredictable and aggressive nature, lack of a clear social hierarchy, and physical limitations that make them unsuitable for riding or carrying loads. Their strong survival instincts evolved to avoid predators, result in a highly defensive and aggressive temperament, making them difficult to train and handle. Additionally, their backs are not strong enough to comfortably support a rider, and they lack a social structure that is essential for effective domestication. In other words, zebras be like, listen, you not ride me, and I don't give a fuck about whether you want to or not. And I'm not plowing no fields, and don't even think about hitching no cart to me. And if you keep it up, I'm gonna bite you. And I'm gonna bite you hard and kick the shit out of you. Ah! Ah! Hold on. Ah! Don't mess with me. Don't mess with me. I'm a zebra. Oh shit. Oh, I missed something. All right, cool. Johnny, what says a giraffe ain't nothing but a tall ass horse when you think about it. I don't know, man. Giraffes made different. You know what I mean? Like, giraffes be on some old, like, it looks like a horse is longer than a giraffe, but that neck on the giraffe is long and it's thick. I wonder if giraffes give each other hickeys. Yeah. Giraffe. A giraffe. Let's see. Giraffe. Their face don't look nothing like a horse, though. You see their face? There ain't no horse face. I mean, tall as shit. You know what? Yeah, I guess you could say, all right. Yeah, I could see how, but their legs are so much longer than a horse. Like, it would be hard for you to get on top of a giraffe. That's why lions just normally try to mount them. Yeah, like they gotta really jump up on them. You know what I mean? Try to bite their spine out. It ain't easy taking down a giraffe. Let me see. How tall do giraffes get? 16 to 18 feet. Okay. How tall is the body of a giraffe? 14 and 19 feet. I'm saying I'm just talking about the back part. Mm-hmm. The males tend to be taller than the females. 14 and 19 feet. Yo, that's crazy. That's crazy. Okay. The legs alone are 6 feet. Or up to, it says giraffe legs can be up to 6 feet. So you would need a little ladder to get on top of a giraffe. They tall. Okay. Grown woman says, isn't it true that giraffes use their necks to fight? I thought they just use their legs. I mean, they would have to bend down to fight, right? Johnny West says, male giraffes definitely bang their necks together. Don't know how that proves you're the best giraffe, but I seen it on National Geographic. I ain't disputing nothing. I know y'all get y'all science on. I concede. Giraffes like the neck. Giraffes like the neck. Oh, man. Giraffes like the neck. All right, man. Let's see what's up with this poll. Then we gonna do these birthday shout outs and we gonna get on up out of here. Let these beautiful ladies and these wonderful mothers enjoy their Mother's Day. Was or is your mom more likely to tell the truth for you or lie for you? 58% says tell the truth. 16% says lie. 21% says depend on if the cops are involved. And 5% says depends on if money is involved. If money got spent, or should I say, money got lost. I don't know. I know this. I do know this. If the authorities, if any feds or cops come to my door, my mom not giving up no info. Now, if you a friend, she's gonna give way too much info. That's just the way my mom works. If you are a friend, she giving up too much. You the cops, I ain't even got a son. Son. I got 2 daughters. What's his name? What was this? Tell it all. Huh? Yo, if you are a friend, she be emptying it out. But she ain't taking the stand like, nope, I don't know nothing. Flashing lights, badges. I don't even know what y'all talking about. How you get this address? What made y'all stop here? Ain't never been no criminals in this house or anybody who needs to be asked questions about. That's how that go. Let's do this. Let us do this. We have some birthday shout outs to do. Some people were born on this glorious May 11th, and they deserve to be acknowledged. So let's go about our business of acknowledging them and making them feel special because they are special, because they are special, because they are S-P-E-C-I-A-L. They get the R-E-S-P-E-C-T. They are S-P-E-C-I-A-L. They get the R-E-S-P-E-C-T. They are S-P-E-C-I-A-L. They get the R-E-S-P-E-C-T. They get number one out the box. Rhonda E. Platts Savoris. Happy birthday to you and James Wilkerson. And Luz Alvarez. And Precious Christ. Last but not least, my people's Precious Christ. I want to say happy birthday to all of y'all. And I hope that today finds you all in good health, happiness, mind, body, soul, and spirit. And that goes out to each and every person out there born on this glorious May 11th, anywhere out there in the world, worldwide, internationally, and universally. All of y'all go ahead and turn up. But don't turn up too loud. Just turn up loud enough so everybody can hear you. Rock out, rock on and do the damn, the rock out, rock on and do the damn, rock out, rock on and do the damn thing and do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. You do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. Good things happen to those who wait. Great things happen to those who grind. And anything can happen to those who go for theirs. So go hard, go for yours. Go hard, go for yours. Hey, yo, mommy always told the truth. If I said something to somebody, she provided proof. And I ain't need nobody else. She was more than me, going off of self. And wealth was never a problem, or never an issue. Yo, she provided tissue and lotion all on the face. Sometimes Vaseline. Yeah, Mother's Day. Keep it clean. I appreciate mine. Hope you appreciate yours. Yo, they open doors. First hero, first heroine. Yo, she was all that. Thorough when she spoke. Taught me a lot. Made sure that I went for mine and made sure I got whatever I need. She provided the tools and made sure she warded away from fools and told me not hang around with no good ass niggas. Make sure that you get bigger every time that you drinking your milk. And when you get a little older, it's about leather and silk. Make sure you stay fresh dressed and make sure that you pass every test that come across your desk. And nonetheless, yo, sometimes you're going to fail, but don't let it keep you down like Braille. Even though you're not blind, you feel your way and make sure you read, even if you see the signs that are always telling you to stop. But I'm a monitor your behavior just like a federal cop. But I ain't going to turn you into the Freds. You better represent me out there with them all talking heads. Yo, you are my love, and you are my first. And if worst comes to worst, we gonna kick a verse, and it's gonna be long. And we gonna make sure that we always sing a song. Sing a song since Pence. I never was tense when my mom comes around. I know it's gonna be down like yo, I know the club is something that I'm part of. Your rubber dub. Just talking, just speaking, just make sure we're giving out information and not leaking. Because there's really a difference. And my mom was my very first reference. Like bibliography, you know what I'm talking about when you had to do them projects, see, verifying your information, sort of like a term paper. Yo, on to the next caper. I'm a taper, a conversation between me and mine. So one day I can listen. I'm on the line this time. Yo, call it and make sure that you give a Mother's Day to your mom and make sure that it's happy and do the shit fast and snappy and make sure that you also give a house to pappy. Even whether he's around or not, yo, that's still part of your essence. Yo, I'm right here teaching lessons, the blessings that I was given from the Lord above. And make sure that I'm always going to show that love. Yeah, that's whether or not you're always active. I knew that she got with my mom because she was attractive. And yo, Yo, what adults do when they amongst of each other will bring across sisters and brothers, and no other could probably understand. These are the things that happen between woman and man, women and men. Yo, I'ma send this little happy Mother's Day shout out and then be out. I want to thank y'all for coming through the show today and giving a person like God a play. And I say the rest is going. Yo, I'm over here and yo, I'm on the horn. Happy Mother's Day, mommy. Yo, thanks for coming through. Always sticking by me. Nobody would, and you always made sure that you came on through. And I appreciate everything you do. And there were times when we probably wasn't on speaking terms, but that was because I was spoiled, you know. I know you treated me raw, made sure that I was a prince on my way to being a king and trying to do my thing. Yo, like Devontae Swing, yo. Peace to all my day ones, my everydays, and my brand news. I love y'all to death. Resuscitate y'all and love y'all right back to life. We will be back tomorrow night, Monday going into Tuesday, 2 a.m. Y'all know how we do it. 2 a.m. in the morning. Please do me one little solid before y'all get on up out of here. Please hit the like button. Hit the like button. I need to get them likes up. Get the likes up. Get the likes up. Get the likes up. It ain't going to hurt nothing. It's only going to help something. Shout out to Pink Service. Oh, wait. I don't know. No, never mind. No shout out for Pink Service. Never mind. My people, Simon Says, what's good? What's good, man? Thanks for coming through. Appreciate you. Yo, like I said, peace to all my day ones, my everydays, and my brand news. I love y'all to death. Resuscitate y'all. Love y'all right back to life. See y'all tomorrow night for when y'all come through. And if I don't see y'all then, I'll see y'all the next time. Please keep supporting. Keep coming by. Hit that like button. Happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there. Do your thing. Holla. Peace.